able to go. Okay, nice. And then you're larger.
Really?
Oh, so yeah, that's cool. Okay. Obviously late, but I got it just on the stage. Only because
Mhm.
I didn't really tell anybody it was going to be straight into the last minute. I don't know how people feel about that. Um, okay.
If not, it's totally fine. I could just write his name. Okay. Y'all have a good group of volunteers coming. From what I see, it looks like we do. That's awesome. First name is IFFAP, correct? Yep. And then last name?
Are you able to just put in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to let you know that we are streaming it, but everything is focused up here.
Okay.
So,
And do y'all are okay with this? We also have.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll probably take my work.
Okay, appreciate
hey, man.
it. Hey, Grant. I just saw yours. Oh, you.
Oh, anytime.
Mhm. I can't confirm if the policy works. It's focused on it. Um, yeah. So we are waiting for more. want to hang out by, I just went out there. Actually, I feel like
Where are you from? Yes. You're a son.
so very quickly, only focus on the state. But
There's anything else out there?
obviously, there's only air.
So you're trying by two, another by two.
I heard you had fancy cocktails in the dirt.
We got the decided yet, we decided sheet, they have safety.
Rice, vegetable, carrot, cabbage, and salad.
Yeah.
Five.
Yeah.
Rice, vegetable, carrot, zucchini, and salad.
Yeah.
So you don't need rice. No, no.
Yes.
Fried no. No. Um, so anywhere in this. I also want to let you know, this is the last change. We are training, right? But it's training. So, um, um, This is right. So, nothing last. You are streaming. So that type. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Why not?
You need a table or something up there or down here?
Okay. Think you can use it? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yes, it's fine. Yeah. Anyone? Okay. I actually do have something that might work for that. Thank you.
Do you have a designated?
Oh, yeah. 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 Okay.
This way.
Just overall. I don't know. Do you need a chair for your sitting? You have this. I'm just having much space for the, like, you're gonna need. Yeah.
Yeah, I should be.
You sure? Okay.
Back there if you like, or yeah, we have to go back to get the music anyway. To go back to okay. We were back there. We won't be using that. All done?
Well.
See that there?
So what did you want us to, because I think we signed up for.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's you and Becca. I'm just, yeah. I was just doing things too. Right. So, yeah, I think, so in the meantime, I mean, yeah, I would just say like stay in that general area. So
Okay,
yeah, they can just keep it out.
sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, how you doing? Free Colonel? Nice to meet you.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to be able to meet up with you and get involved. Very excited. And, you know, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Looks like they got yeah. And I said, yeah, I really did surprise me. Right. Yeah. Now, I'll talk about the book. Let's go. Marcus. We connected with
I learned a little bit about
Yeah.
that, a little bit of everything. That's great.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much.
What'd you like to do? When I was putting up the
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sometime around about 7 is when I'll
Yeah. It's gonna have a good method of propping this up. I brought this stand.
It's probably pointing up too high now.
Yeah.
Yeah, burgundy glasses, they were stuck on the drink table. I guess somebody thought they needed to help someone find where they needed to go, and now we can't find where they went. Yeah.
Standing anywhere, make sure that you let one. Orly. Okay. Okay, so, first of all, thank you all. I appreciate everyone who's making time on Friday evening to be with us. I want to thank so many people, definitely want to thank and, I'm proud to see you. I went from Williamsburg. I assumed that someone from Richmond, I never put that someone. Definitely want to thank both Rayla, Rhonda, for the delicious food. I want to thank our board members. We have Grant and Cole. We are also a board over here. And our board chair down here, Darren White. So thank you all for supporting us here. Say thank you to our Presbyterian for allowing us to have space. So thank you for our speaker, Dr. Manuel Wong. And before he gets up, I want to quickly give an update on some of the things that we successful. So, one of the grand ideas that I've had is that is there was a way for community members plug in to the peace center. From elementary school, middle, high, college, and beyond. And so in order to do that, working on these community, working with public schools, with community in schools, with VCU, and we're trying to realize this big idea, a great opportunity for everybody to plug into the peace center. And as we do that, we're also trying to make people aware of the fact that we're still around. Trying to help people understand that not only do we exist, but we want to get out into the community with an impact. And so, we're very hard great opportunities out there. One of those great opportunities, I wish she was still here. We've been partnering with South Sorensen, earlier she had to leave. So we're partnering with her, and she has a workshop coming up, first week in March. So definitely go to our website and look about that. But those are the kinds of things that we're focused on. Please plug into our social media. That's the thing. Visit the website. Pay attention to the newsletters and all of the updates on the progress that we make. So before our speaker gets out, I'd like to just sit back. So Dr. Nathan Wong is a researcher, trainer, and educator in peace education, peace building, and conflict resolution studies. He was born in Liberia for personal affiliation, torture during the heinous Liberian Civil War, and later fled Liberia to live as a refugee in several West African countries before relocating to the United States in 1997. He enrolled in Florida State University as a student aftermath of September 11 attacks, organized a campus seminar to mitigate tensions between Christian and Muslim students. The guy using his own experiences as a victim of terror. In recognition of his efforts, he received the Southern Poverty Law Center Rosa Parks Tolerance Award in 2002. 2004, he earned a Master's of Arts degree in International Peace Conflict Resolution from American University in Washington, D.C. A year later, he returned to Liberia with the World Bank to work on peace building community development projects. In 2008, he established the Center for Peace Education, a 501c3 organization dedicated to helping children and youth affected by war, born in conflict-affected societies, and growing up in post-conflict settings, acquire the knowledge, tools to peacefully coexist. For his dedication to peace building, he received the Peacemaker Award from American University's Peace Building and Development Institute in 2009. He earned his Master's of Philosophy from the Faculty of Education at the University of Cambridge in the United Kingdom. His PhD in Education from the George Mason University College of Education and Human Development, with concentration in peace building, conflict resolution that focuses on cultural practices in non-Western culture to rebuild social cohesion after conflict. Anyone currently lives in Washington, D.C., and he was married to his lovely wife, Arlova Jackson Vaughn. Right. And they had two wonderful boys, Juania Jackson and Jeremiah. He says, so without further ado, you over to our guest for the evening, Dr. Emmanuel Wong.
Thank you so much, Cornell. It's good to be here in Richmond. I appreciate it. I'm happy to see everyone. It's glad to be among good people who support the work of peace. It is a difficult thing to do. People who support peace because peace is something that you don't see, and to find supporters who support this kind of work is a difficult thing. Let's assume that peace was something like building a house, building, a school or hospital. You can see it as development. You can say, I see where my money is going. I see where my energy is going. But for peace, you're building a peaceful society, and it's very hard to see. So it has been difficult for peace building organizations and peace institutions around the world to actually get the money and the fundings that they need. So to see people like, you guys come in and support the work of the Richmond Peace Center, Peace Education Center is a good thing. And I sincerely appreciate you coming and supporting the work. So once again, I want to say thank you for coming. And thank you for all your support. And hopefully through your support, the center will continue to do good work in this area. Well, thank you for the introduction. That was very good. Where do I start? As I looked through, what I wanted to talk about, I decided to think about it twice because it seems to be, I thought sure I was going to meet people who really don't support peace or who don't know much about peace. But apparently, from what I heard from the executive director, all of you are strong supporters of peace and understand what peace is. So in this way, I think what I would then try to focus on this evening basically will be something around trying to go back into the history of peace education. What is peace education? How it came about. If I ask anyone in this room now about what is math education, then I'll say 1 + 1 is 2, and what is science education? Studying living and non-living things. But if I ask what is the study of peace education, it might be a little difficult to find the answer. So I think I would like to switch a little bit to go back into understanding the history of how we got to peace education, why peace education is here, and looking at the importance of peace education and the role peace education can play right now within these issues of violent crimes that we see around us. So to start out, peace education lessons and crime. Right. Now, good. Okay. Why peace education? How we got to peace education? Let me go back and give you a little history. World War One. All of you here in this room, I'm pretty sure you know about World War One, World War Two. Those wars was basically fought between nation states. You have the Allied forces and the Central forces led by Germany, Nazi Germany at the time, and the United States along with Great Britain. So you have countries fighting against each other. To bring this conflict to an end, we have something called peace agreement, ceasefire, withdrawal, meaning that the United States have to leave those countries. Germany have to leave, Russia have to leave, someone have to surrender. Germany surrendered after the death of Hitler. Japan surrendered after the bombing in Japan. They waved the white flags, they had ceasefire, peace agreement, and the war was over. In the 90s, we had different forms of war from the 1990s on. That's where you had civil war, internal conflict, These wars were not fought between nation states, but rather among people within the same areas. So therefore, the solutions you have in resolving civil war or violent conflict could work. After civil war or violent conflict, everyone stays, no one's leaving. For example, World War I and World War II. The United States left, Germany left, the Soviet Union left, everybody went back. But after that, like the civil war in Liberia, the civil war in Rwanda, Burundi, the war down in South America, Colombia, you look at the war in Peru, El Salvador, and all of these countries, internal civil conflict. How do you bring these to an end? When you look at that, also in the 90s, you look at violent crimes, basically within the Western world, within the global north. Violent crimes in terms of gun violence, violent crimes in terms of burglary, violent crimes in terms of stealing, violent crimes in terms of harassment. A lot of things happening within the global north. However, within the developing countries, mostly in Africa and South America, you have internal conflict. The impact of this war was basically within the cities. So after the violent crime, let's say for example in Richmond, no one's leaving. After the violent crimes in DC, no one leaves. Everyone stays within this area. After the civil war in Liberia, we are all citizens of Liberia. So we can go anywhere and stay in Liberia. So therefore, the solutions for bringing these wars to an end couldn't be the same. So then this was this idea about how then do we bring this conflict to an end? Violent crimes within the United States, violent crimes within Great Britain, the civil wars in Liberia, the civil war in Burundi, in Somalia, in Colombia, in Guatemala. How do we bring these wars to an end? Most people still know. The best thing we can do is, most scholars, beginning with John Paul Lederach, Galton, and other guys said, well, we need to think in a different way. The United Nations too, a former secretary called Boutros Ghali said, look, we need to think about peace building. Peace building means for us to start from the ground up. We no longer can sit on conference tables and say, we're going to do ceasefire agreement, but rather let's work from beneath. Working from beneath then is, what do we need? If we don't need peace agreement, we need these things, but peace agreement plus something else. That's something else we need social cohesion. What is social cohesion? Social cohesion about what? From where? Social cohesion in the sense that after the conflict, after the violent crime, there is no one from Richmond, for example, leaving to go to Liberia. We all stay in Richmond, so therefore we need social cohesion. The question then becomes, what is social cohesion? Social cohesion is something that brings us together. You got some people who say, well, it's a glue, it's a cement to build this building. This cement are stuck together by cement. It holds them together. So that's social cohesion. But then how do we get it? What is this glue within? Do we go down to Home Depot, Cornell, you and I, and buy our cement and stick ourselves together? What do we do? And if you're talking about social cohesion, how can we get it? Some people say, well, we can get that through politics. Open up the political system, let people get involved in politics. Some people say, well, we need economic development. We got too many, poverty. So because of that, guess what? That's why people are engaged in violent crime. And then some people say, well, we need education. This is where peace education comes into play. Not any kind of education per se, but rather peace education. The question then becomes, what is peace education? And what can peace education do? How is peace education different from any other education in terms of science, in terms of history. Hope I have not lost you. But walking from civil war, we came down to internal conflict, and we're talking about social cohesion. In terms of social cohesion now, peace education, looking at peace education, what is the stake for peace education? People say, well, scholars and other people who have gone through this thing over and over say it is a process. This process, this idea of teaching us about, this knowledge, the skills, the attitudes, the values, the principles. We learn all of these things so that we can be great people within our society. That's what peace education does. It gives you the skills. It's a conflict resolution. But conflict resolution in the sense that you're learning about this knowledge, these skills, this attitude, these values, these principles. That you can go out and be someone great. To help out. How do you do that? Now, the first thing is, after internal conflict, before I even think about going into some of the lessons, while we have these lessons for conflict resolution and peace, let's look at, for example, some of the impact or the effects of civil war on our communities. Every time there is civil war, every time there is internal conflict, remember, we said civil war is within, violent crime is within. The people within those communities suffer from those crimes. When it quiets down a little bit, guess what happens? It brings about disunity, resentment. I don't want to see you. You cannot destroy my home. I don't want to talk to you. It brings about social divisions. It brings about anger. And people are mad. No one is happy. I don't want to sit in the same room. It happens after the civil war in Liberia, after the war in Sierra Leone. People no longer want to be in the same room with people who committed atrocities in those areas. Now, looking at peace education in terms of the lessons, the first thing that you try to think about or we try to do is you as a victim try to examine yourself in terms of looking for internal peace. Peace from within the system. Peace from within yourself. Because take this for example, you are hurt. You are very resentful of people who are committing these atrocities in your town. You are not happy about it. There is some anger. So what you're trying to do is distance yourself, have yourself in a little corner, and say, look, I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to talk to these people. And even in Liberia, I remember in some of the villages, people say, look, yes, you're from this town, you're from Richmond, we know you, but you know what? Stay somewhere else. Don't come. We don't need you here. We don't need to talk to you. So the first thing you need to do is how do you examine yourself? Look from within. Within in terms of asking yourself some tough questions, some hard questions. And this is what the Center for Peace Education or the Center for Peace Education does. The next thing that is knowing. Knowing what? Knowing exactly how do you learn how to even identify conflicts within your communities. How do you even know how to talk about conflicts within your community? If you have not examined yourself, if you have not tried to think in the right way. So let me start, for example, on examining yourself. Then we got mediations, we got coexistence. Examine yourself, for example. Let's say Cornell, good guy, I know him, but let's say soon. We lived together and came back from school and he saw me and he yelled at me and why you open the door and you kept the door open for so long. I just don't like that. Now, what he said, I kept the door open too long. I don't like that. Civilized people don't behave that way. So in my head, emotions, my feelings, and everything is getting to me, saying those things to me. Now, in identifying myself, as a peace person, the first thing that comes into this identification is that what we call the I message. Our message in terms of, hey, brother, I'm not going to call and talk to him personally. I'm only going to say, I am hurt. I am sad. I'm angry. I just came from school. I'm pretty hungry. And when someone talks to me this way, I'm not feeling good. I won't be able to sleep good tonight. I won't be able to do X, Y, and Z tonight. I'm really hurt. Now, I'm not telling Canelo, you are this, you doing this. And if I start using the word you, guess what happens? Confrontation. So I'm not using you, but I'm using I. I'm talking about my feelings, how I'm feeling, how things are going. Let's say the next morning, because he's so mad, he left all of the dental teachers in the sink and went to bed. But guess what? It was his time of cleaning the teachers. He didn't do it. So what am I going to do? Do I wake up the next morning with anger? Or what is it that peace education teaches you? To observe. So I wake up in the morning, I see him, I say, oh, now look, man, I'm not talking to him directly. Well, now you this, you that, you this. No. I observed this morning that there are some that teachers. You see facts. You talk about the facts. You're not talking to him because when you talk to him, they say you did this. You left the teachers in the sink. You did that. Guess what happens? Anger, angry. I feel hurt. I see 30 teachers in the sink. The place is smelling. It is not good. It's just so wrong. I'm not telling you he did it. I'm not telling you this is what you did. It's not good. You got to clean up. You got to do this. No. So what peace education is trying to do in this whole thing is, how do you then come about this social cohesion? Moving forward into the social cohesion, there is something I want us to do in terms of practice. I just told you about the I message. Another practice that will come into conflict resolution is more about this cohesiveness within our society. There is something among us that kind of hold us together. Remember, I told you that social cohesion is this glue. It's something that connects me with Camille. It's something that I'm not going to a Home Depot to buy me some cement, so for us to stick together. But there's something get him to attach to me. What is that thing? So, for example, in my community, people who hang out with me and want to drink beer with me and want to sit around and just talk and say, you know what? I said, what do you come around, man? What do you call me? What do you want to sit with me? So, oh, you are so humble. Humility. That's what connects me to this guy. I said, oh, wow. So, yeah, man. I'm so happy to drink a beer. I'm so happy to sit with you because you know what? You're just so humble. And when I'm in your presence, I feel so good. There is something within us. And that thing that's within us, we do what? We exemplify it and amplify it in a way that we become connected. Now that you all are very good supporters of peace education, I would like for you to stand in a circle and let's demonstrate. We are eating enough food. We got our eating health system. Let's move this food up a little bit. In a little circle, let's stand. And as you stand up in a circle, however wide you want to make the circle, we're going to think about that one word. My word is humility. I'm humble. Because I'm humble, folks want to drink a beer with me. But now please come up here 1 second. Because I'm humble, folks want to drink a beer. Now, you're going to, hold on 1 second. Let's make the circle first. As we make this circle, one person, hold this, one person will hold this beginning, right? And say out the word loud. You're going to hold this and say out your word loud, right? So let's say I'm going to say humility. I'm humble. And I'm going to pass it on to the next person all the way out. And you will walk to that next person. You understand what I'm saying? So let me show you the thing. So, in the circle, just say your word out loud. And the reason why I'm saying it is because it is not a word that connects you. Going down to Lowe's or Home Depot, but it is this word within you, whatever it is. Maybe it's love. Maybe it's forgiveness. I don't know if it's big, but people don't say that. But you can put words. What does it say out loud because it is not a word that connects you with this community. So let's assume this is a small ritual community, right? Small ritual, right? Small ritual. So what is the word? Respect. Respect. If you would take this line, you would do this for me. You would take this and take all of it. Maybe let's do this a little bit. I want to do it together. Love you. What's the word? Love. Pick up somebody on this side. Go on here. Go. And you go back. Say it out loud. Give it anybody. Say it out loud. Listen. Whoa. Peace. Attention. Compassion. Empathy. That's the word. Think of the word. Okay. You say a word out loud so you hear you. Trust. Trust. Unity. Love. Patience. So think about what you're saying.
and how. That's what people says about you. That connects you. You're gonna have to find out. Wait. Examination. Who else is going to empathy? Good. Who else is going to end up? Who else? Who else? Over here. Left. Is it over? Yeah. Left. Fine. Good. Anyone else? Okay. With us. Oh, there. Oh, there. I'm going to go to my speaker. Now, what you have, all of those words you have said, look at this as far away. We are talking about social cohesion and what connects us. We are just looking at one aspect of all of the things in our lives, but just one that people say about us. We heard empathy, we heard laughter, we heard joy, love, peace. These are the things, and all of what you said, these are the things that does what? Connects us as a community. The question then becomes, how do we elevate this at another level in the next area? If we can just hold on to this and know that because of my love, because of my laughter, because of my empathy, because of my solidarity, people tend to click onto me, come onto me and say, let's go out, man. Let's go and eat. Allow me because you're just genuine. You have empathy for people, not just sympathy, but empathy. And these are the things that peace education teaches you about. And these are the things that when you heard Cornell saying about, we want to start working with, high school students, middle school students, young people. How do you inculcate within them those skills, those knowledge, those ideas that if they can then move into the society? Now, what I want you to do now, think about the one thing I have our base. Think about the one thing, and in your family, within yourself, within your community, people have said it about you. Think about the one thing, that people say about you that is very, very comforting, that disconnects you from the community. And I do not want you to tell me about it. Don't say it. Because we need this community to be what connected. So you're not going to say it to me. However, I brought some sheep and I got some pen. You're going to say it, go back to your seat or walk anywhere around and write that one thing
on this sheet of paper. You can tear it up, give one to your partner, friend, wherever, but tear out, write this one word and wrap it up. I will have a box right in the middle, just drop it in this box for me. So I'm gonna start with you. Say it in your heart. Don't say it out loud. So Cornell, I'm gonna start with you. What is that one thing? As soon as you say it, you leave it. Okay? What is that one thing, Cornell? Don't say it out loud. Say it to yourself and drop it with it. That's some pens back here. Just bring it up. So I will actually approach you and say that one thing and you drop it and leave it. And what I'm trying to demonstrate is how that one thing different from the community. Simply because this is serious. Profile. I got moved. I hear my mom talking to mom. And said, oh, it's here, you gotta do it. It's not good. That's the real stuff. It was the real stuff. And see what happens is that we know how we can just keep it in your mind. How can this disconnect from this room? Because campus is room. You have to never forget. Think about what they want to do, okay? When I tell you to show up, just drop it and leave. All that. Think about what they want to do, and get the sheet right on it. Think about one thing, what that one thing is. Think about what one thing, what that one thing is. Right there. Think about one thing, what that one thing is, right in your line. I think that's observe. That's the detach and drop. See how our relationship is become what? And become a day. Think about what we practice. Think about something in trouble. Think about what we do. See what's going on. See how we do. How this is coming. Think of surrounding and target. Think of surrounding and target. Think about one thing and target. Think about something and target. Think about something and target. Look at our community. Look at our community. Think about one thing. But I mean, what I do is learn how to just overcome it in order for me to be connected to the society. Think about this one thing and target. Think about this one thing and target. Look at what we live. Look at what's going on. See how this community is becoming what? Disconnected. Not connected. One thing and target. Think about one thing and target. Think about one thing and target. Think about one thing and target. Look. Think about one thing and target. Wow. Try to come on. Try to come on. I mean, you see that thing that you're holding on to. I want to know what that thing is. You know it. I told you you have to please. This is your secret. Don't do it. That's the game. That's one thing. That's bringing this community down. We can overcome this one thing. Think about one thing and drop it. Wow. Think about one thing and drop it. Oh, let me sit back. We say, oh, committed. I'm committed. But see what this committed. See what this committed. See what committed. Think about one thing and drop it. Whoa. See what committed. Think about this one thing and drop it. Wow. Then we sit the background and say, oh no. We then take it. When this is happening, that's what we do. There was a language then, you learn what the conversation called the us versus them. Oh, it is them. It is them. I got nothing to do with it. I'm good. I got nothing to do with this. I'm so great. I'm so wonderful. Your little one thing in the head, I'm disconnected from this one because it's them. They are doing it, not me. They are doing it. I'm not responsible. They are responsible. It is their fault. But you forgot to know that you are disconnected. Not disconnected. How can you then now be able to work on what? Trust building. Because you no longer trust you. So then you won't confidence in you. So for example, in I just go to my fault, I can get a lot of things about it. And even the celebration, I've said a year, 4 months ago, a group of God here and sit council on preventing gun violence. Because the conference said, he said, we should go to group as a state. Richmond ranked places in the United States with non-violent. So therefore, the city and the city council have set a state called gun violence prevention and intervention strategy plan to break down gun violence. October last year, 2022, they came over and said, you know what? We have one and all the children all this right a little bit. But with these power crime, guess what goes on? There are whole lots of things going on. It's just not violent crime in terms of gun violence. I'm disconnected with something because of prejudice. I'm disconnected with something because of fear. I'm disconnected with something because of anger. So guess what? You have to work on building my trust. You have to work on easing my fear. You have to work on bringing it back into the center. Think about this, right? Look what is that? Look what is that? Look at this. Look at you see, oh, I'm not anymore. It is not I got nothing to do with it at all. But guess what? I will think it's falling you apart. Because when you see them and you see it, you're like, no, I'm not living on the other side. Instead of us thinking about we as a community, how can us as a community build the same thing about money right? Look at you. Look at what it is. Now it's connected. One little person who's trying their best, or practice strength. I can no longer get your hands up. So guess what? I'm just going to think about that one thing about driving. There you go. Our community was destroyed simply because of that little thing for in our heart. To see you, and I got different ideas. I got different thinking. I got different money. So that one thing you just provide, I want to know is here. The husband shouldn't say, the wife shouldn't say, no. If one thing you don't see that one thing you do. Squeeze it up, great. And put it in the box. And you're going to drop this in the box for me. And usually, you're going to drop this in the box for me right here. Let me follow something. Drop it in the box. And as you drop it in, hold on, I'm going to say, as you drop it in, think about it. Birthday, there's something going to and you have to do what you wish to go. So as you drop it in, make a wish, what's in right? Then you will forever. Whatever it is, you will no longer want to do it. I think the first speech one year was, but as you make it, drop it in, squeeze it tight, that you will no longer go back to that thing that is what? Separated from you. So you're making a wish as you drop this in the box. One at a time, drop it in the seat. Drop it in your eyes, see if they go. Yeah. So then, what we do next, because it's a little dark and we're on the grounds of the church, we can do it. I'll give this to executive director. We take this outside around and we burn it to ashes. And after we burn this, so believe you're going to take this with him and probably keep it maybe a month or 2, 3 months later. You can call the same group back to burn this. And after you burn it, we create a group chat, an email chain, or whatever it is. So just say, hi, Cornell. You did drop something. Cornell, you don't even tell me what that thing is. You don't even tell nobody. You did drop something. How are you doing? And then you can ask me, how am I doing? So in a group, we do what? We encourage one another. Oh, it has been helpful for me because the thing that was really bothering me, I've been looking at certain things in a different ways. And the different ways that I'm looking at it is really helping me. Before, I used to just sit in this little corner and think about this, but now I'm associated with X, Y, and Z person. So Cornell Advice is for you. You want to burn it, and if you want, you can call them next time and burn it. And that would be a destruction of this, and we will no longer go back to this thing. And then we keep in touch through emails or through mails just to see how we do. And next year at this time will be the anniversary. Next year, same time, or 2, 3 weeks different in between, 1 year from now. And maybe people can come and tell testimonies. That, you know what? I had that thing in my heart. And after I drop it, John and myself is with for now. We go out to movies, we go out to eat, we go out to do this, we go out to do that. Simply because I have overcome what was really holding me apart. So when we talk about peace education, in terms of that social cohesion, in terms of that cement that holds you together, in terms of that glue that glues you to person X, it is this idea about what connects you, and you know it already. Then when we talk about what disconnects you, you know about it because you put it in this box. So now you leave it from this room. At least if someone asks you what is peace education, it's social cohesion. It is my personal connection with someone else that makes our community stronger. And because I'm connected to this community in this way, and this thing that was holding me, I have dropped it. I've become more stronger within my community. What am I trying to say in short? In short, based on these practices, I want to say that you all are supposed to, I don't need to encourage you any further, but based on the executive director, a little introduction on what he said about where they're thinking of a movie. I'm involved in these things myself. And the challenge we face is basically that people do not physically see. And you will be amazed. Just a quick story. Few months ago, from Nigeria, my sister was celebrating her youngest daughter's 16th birthday.
and this younger daughter, they're cleaning up around the house, and one of the students from the Center for Peace Education in Liberia came by and talked to my sister and said that he wanted to help. But this particular person was a former child soldier, a person who committed a lot of atrocities in the community. And guess what? He came by because he's in the peace education program. He's taking classes, he's learning how to behave, he's learning those attitudes, and his behaviors is different. This is a former rebel. Came to my sister and said, I heard that you were having a 16th birthday party for your daughter. Is there anything I can do around this house? My sister was so amazed and wondering, what? Yeah, we just need to rake the grass, and she was like, great. Yeah, we just need to do it. And you rake the grass, cut the grass, they put up a jump, I asked her and said, do you need me to come back tomorrow to set up? She said, oh yeah, I do. Yeah, you come back. And he was so punctual. He came back on time. Birthday week. My little sister called me and she said, are you ready for this? You will never believe what happens. Matthew came by on the eve of the birthday, on the day of the birthday. In fact, he was the hardest working dude here the entire time. This is what this education does. The little thing you might do for just one person, it may not be hundreds of thousands of people, but the little contribution you make towards the center, you may not see the impact immediately, but that one person could be someone who could have, through high school, through middle school, could have slept through the cracks. But because of peace education intervention, because of what peace education is teaching them, guess what? There are different people in the society making a greater contribution, but no one is going to say it's because of Center for Peace Education. No one's going to say it's Richmond Center for Peace Education that was here doing this thing. Richmond Peace Education Center, we can see the structure, but guess what? They are working. So I want to say thank you for coming. I appreciate it. And Mr. Director, thank you so much. You guys are amazing, and continue to please support the work of Richmond Peace Education Center. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for bringing us a message of encouragement and a reminder of why this work is so important. We see evidence again of our society, and we have an opportunity tomorrow at 11 to come together and to position for the government not to veto laws against violence. So tomorrow at 11 a.m. at Bell Tower at Capitol Square is an example of an opportunity that we have to build that social cohesion that Maynard so eloquently showed us about. So again, thank you for everyone who helped put this together. Thank you for all of you for coming, for participating, and definitely keep an eye on the situation. We have big dreams of how we want to make an impact in this community. And we're going to need people like you who understand the importance of this work. So as weeks and months go on, look for opportunities to join us in the work that we're doing in the community. And with that, I would say good evening.
Yeah, just a quick note, everybody. I appreciate those who are pitching in to help us put the tables and chairs away. Actually, Central Park has asked us to leave the tables and chairs where they are because they have an event coming tomorrow. So they want us to leave them out so they don't have to take them out. Thanks again for coming. Yeah.